Hey everybody, Mark here. Welcome to another Coffee and Toys weekend discussion. Talks, I give my thoughts on what I've seen during the week, what I've seen online with toys, what I've seen in the stores, and just appreciate you stopping by. Hit the like button if you enjoy this. But yeah, there's been a lot of news that's interested me this week. I guess before we get too far, the coffee of choice today is Death Wish Espresso Coffee. I can't remember how much caffeine is in it, but this is kind of my main go-to first thing in the morning. It's very good. I do enjoy it. They have a few different flavors, so if you're interested in that, it's Death Wish Coffee. Recommend hitting them up if you like coffee. Very good stuff. Very potent. You can find it in grocery stores, you can find it at Walmart, Target, etc. Would definitely make it it is a premium item, like a lot of those type of coffees that I'll go into. It's anywhere from 99 cents. I get the pods, and those are about 99 cents all the way up to like $1.50 a pod, depending on the size of box you're buying. So yeah, just FYI, they're not cheap. And they come in very small boxes too, so you can't really get a large one if you get the pods. Now, if you get the bulk beans, you'll get a better deal, obviously. But very good coffee, lots of caffeine, and yeah. So with that, we got the coffee part out of the way. Let's talk toys. So yeah, this week was very busy on the toy news. Actually, it was busy for me personally, with what I was able to get during the week. So I've got some reviews up, some more coming. I got a lot of toys this week. I got the Manny Faces Masterverse figure from Amazon. I was able to get my delivery of the He Skeletors from Mattel Creations this week. So if you haven't got those and you order them, if you don't already have them, you're gonna get them very soon. So, have fun with that. Check out my review. And what else? They, Masterverse. Oh yeah, the big news. Well, we'll get to that in a minute. What other toys did I get this week? I got the WWE Legends Hulk Hogan first WCW appearance. So he's on my shelf back down there now with my other Hogans. Also was able to find, surprisingly in the store, the Ultimate Edition Razor Ramon, both the yellow and red edition, the standard edition, and the purple variant. Was able to find both those hanging on the pegs. I was shocked. I was also shocked this particular Target I went to also had the new Target exclusive Bret Hart wrestling figure, and it had a whole bunch of Star Wars figures that I'm not a huge Star Wars collector. Excuse me, I pick and choose. But yeah, it had there's a Gamorrean Guard Black Series that looked really cool. Some multicolored test shot of the Mandalorian, I think, and it had like a reflective card art. I saw that as well. Saw the indoor bunker, which I actually did pick up 2 different times and said, do I really want this? Because it looks pretty cool. But then I decided, no, not going to get into that. Don't really have a place to display it, so chose not to do that. But yeah, I was seeing just a lot of really cool toys that I didn't expect to see out. And of course, saw some of the Indiana Jones figures. Not overly interested in the retro ones. I've watched enough reviews to kind of tell they're not going to be my cup of tea. And then the 6-inch ones look very, they're good. I mean, they're good looking figures. I just, I have like the desire to have one Indiana Jones, and they have not produced that yet. As far as I understand, and you guys tell me if I'm wrong, it looks like every Indiana Jones with a hat, that hat's staying on his head, and that just bothers me a lot. This is the 21st century. You can scan a head and put a hat on it and take a hat off. It should not be part of the sculpt. But if I'm wrong, let me know. If there's ones coming out that's going to have a removable hat, I would definitely be interested in that one. I do like, speaking of Indiana Jones, I do like the next wave that's not out yet, but that's going to have the Temple of Doom skull that you can put the 3 little stones in. That's a cool Build-A-Figure accessory. I also think the Ark's a really cool Build-A-Figure, Build-A-Artifact, whatever they call it. Those are really cool accessories. I thought about just jumping on eBay or somewhere and buying the Ark, but then I decided, again, where am I going to put it? But it definitely is a cool thing. Both those are really cool Build-An-Artifact, Build-A-Figure type thing. I really enjoy those. Let's see. So I think that really covers what I've purchased this week. Kind of a light week, just, picking and choosing. I might go back and get that Bret Hart. I haven't decided yet. It seems like there's plenty of them. The Ultimate Edition exclusive, that is. There's also a Bret Hart re-release coming out alongside Triple H Ultimate Editions, which I'm really wanting to find a figure that has the world title belt between 90 whatever it was, 98 to 2000 whatever. The Winged Eagle, but the round version, not the Winged Eagle that like Hulk Hogan, the Ultimate Warrior, Sergeant Slaughter, Macho Man, all those had. Not that one, although I do need one of those as well. But yeah, so news of the week that I've been interested in, hopefully you're interested in too. Big things happening in Masters of the Universe. So they announced a few weeks back that they just said, hey, we're going to drop like the entire rest of 2023 on you. Here you go. And I mean, there was I think I had like 31 pre-orders for figures. And I was just like, wow, this is a lot of stuff. Good thing it's kind of spaced out through the year, right? Well, the joke's on me. People are posting on social media that they're already finding the latest waves of Masterverse, which is Grizzlor, Faker, the new edition of Faker. Who else is in there? Buzz Off, and there's one other one I'm forgetting. But, these are confirmed found in California at Paul Store, I think it's called. So be on the lookout because they're hitting hard and fast. These weren't supposed to drop until like quarter, which is now, but a lot of them were supposed to drop to quarter 3. And here they are showing up in stores. Another one's Point Dread from the Origins line. That was also found at Paul Store. And yeah, a lot of stuff. And then late yesterday, from my knowledge, Entertainment Earth got the 2-pack of Skeletor and Screech in stock. In stock right now, at least it was in stock last night. I canceled my BBTS pre-order, jumped over to Entertainment Earth, purchased it, and I'll probably get it sometime later next week. So I'm looking very forward to that. What else? What else was going on there? Speaking of Masters of the Universe nudes, the Foosh, if you aren't familiar with them, you should be. Go check out their channel. They posted kind of a cryptic message that Skeletor is going to have an announcement on the 23rd. So I believe that's this Monday. And the picture shows the Origins figure of Skeletor on a monitor, and everybody's questioning what this monitor is. And I guess it's a little more of a monitor. It's like a piece of a playset. There's dials and buttons and whatever, multicolored. And it's not something we've seen before. So people are very interested in what that could be. The thoughts are with Snake Mountain dropping this week for pre-order with Entertainment Earth. I think that's the 26th. I can't remember. I know it's really early, like 6 a.m. Pacific time. I believe it's the 26th is when it's going to drop. Might be the 28th. Go do your homework. Obviously, I did not because I don't have my computer. But this other thing with the Skeletor on the monitor, people are starting to say, oh my gosh, what could it be? I've heard everything from, is it an extra piece of Snake Mountain? Could be. Or is it related to the Snake Mountain drop? Could be. I mean, that would be the easy swing and say, okay, it's related to an announcement for Snake Mountain. But definitely that monitor and computer setup is not part of Snake Mountain. So I've listened to speculation about it could be Skeletor's little spaceship thing, the Collector or whatever it was called, that was from the Filmation series. It could be part of that. It could be something as grand as the Eternos playset that was rumored when the Four Horsemen were in charge of the Classics line, that it could be part of that. It could be from Duncan's Workshop. Rumors running wild. So just take it as a rumor now. I have no information. I'm just getting this secondhand, third hand. But it's still really cool to just kind of think about this. And Masters of the Universe is going just hog wild this year. And it's such a good time if you're a Masters of the Universe collector. But yeah, lots of things going down. Lots of figures dropping, lots of future things coming. And we get Eternia this year. Like it's almost May. Eternia is coming at the end of this year. If you were one of the folks that decided to enter into that crowdfund, super cool. But yeah, so what else we got going on today? A couple of Star Wars drops, vintage collection this week. I think they were vintage collection. Boba Fett with his Tusken Raider getup is being released on a single card. I think previously you could only get him with the Slave One ship, I believe, or maybe in some multi-pack. I can't remember exactly. I don't own that figure, so I don't remember. But it is nice that they are re-releasing it to folks that just want to pick it up as a singles carded figure, so that's really good. They're also making an R5-D4, which is an updated body, also coming out on a single card, so that's really cool if you're a fan of The Mandalorian and you want R5-D4 to be part of your collection. I wonder if he'll fit in the N1 Starfighter that Mando flies around. That's a good question. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, I wasn't a lot of Star Wars stuff. Like I said, I don't collect a whole bunch of Star Wars stuff, but I did see that. And yeah, I don't think there was much on the Star Wars front this week. The Mando Mondays or whatever they do were pretty light. Which reminds me, I need to also watch the latest episode of The Mandalorian. Was that the last episode? It might have been. I haven't watched it yet. What other toy news do we have going on? There was anything around G.I. Joe? I guess there's the Tiger Force Dusty and the Python Crimson Guard are kind of hitting the U.S. in some manner of fashion. Excuse me while I rub my eye. In some manner of fashion, because I've been seeing a couple of them show up on various social media, and I'm not in a huge rush to get them. I don't own Dusty today. I will own Dusty because I decided that I'm going to collect sub-team versions of figures just because I don't want to have two Dusties. I don't want to have two Ricondos. I don't want to have two Bazookas. I don't want to have two Dukes. I don't want to have two Flints, etc., etc. when it comes to that. So I'm just going to pick up their sub-team version, at least for now. So I'm interested in getting the Tiger Force Dusty. It's good enough for me to pick up that one. I don't need the standard version because I have a little Tiger Force sub-team setting up over here. And yeah, the Crimson Guard, though, I will get that because I'm much more of a Cobra guy than a G.I. Joe guy. And so be on the lookout. Those things are coming. They are Target exclusives, so you will have to go find them at Target, or maybe you've already pre-ordered them. I don't know. I'm just going to, throw the ball up, swing, hope I hit it when it comes to finding those figures. And I haven't really heard anything else about G.I. Joe. It's been kind of quiet. Yeah. What do you guys think? Collecting something that I should be talking about? I've been seeing lots of stuff for the Lightning Collection Power Rangers popping up online. I guess they had a big thing in the last week or so. I was never a Power Rangers person. That was my younger brother. So I do know the Power Ranger, like I know who they are. I know which one's which up until like, my knowledge is very limited to the early 90s version of the Power Rangers. I can't tell you anything when they start switching characters from the original 5 or 6. But yeah, I guess it has been kind of a light news week. I guess the big thing was all the things I was surprised that I was able to find this week, which I rarely am I that lucky to find what I'm looking for in a store. So yeah, reviews of the week that I've done so far. Like I said, I've done the Ultimate Edition Razor Ramon regular and the variant. I've done the first appearance Legends series Hulk Hogan WCW Nitro, or sorry, not WCW Nitro, just WCW. Speaking of that, the Nitro Arena is kind of stalling really hard. Doesn't look like it's going to fund. Now, you never know. There might be a huge push here at the end. I just can't do it. I wish it came with a ring. I think if it came with a ring, I would think it'd probably be a no-brainer. I'd probably go for it for sure. Although the same question remains, where the heck would I put it? But you know what? I don't think that's it. I think the other thing that's really sticking to me is all the figures they've shown, and maybe it's just me, but I feel like these figures are going to all come out, every single one of them in the Ultimates line. There's no way they're not going to put that Warrior out. And that's the one I personally really want. That first WCW appearance of Warrior. Actually, I just watched the Nitro, 2 days ago, where he made that appearance. And if you are a wrestling fan and you have not watched that Nitro, you need to go back and find it. I can't remember what season it is, season 3 or 4. I mean, do yourself a favor, go find it, Google it if you need to find the date, and watch his 20-minute-ish just ramblings of, and I love the Warrior. I remember that happening and just boom, like it was just so cool to see the Warrior in WCW. But man, he rambles for like 20 minutes. And Eric Bischoff and Hogan have went on, various podcasts and talk shows. I think more Bischoff than Hogan, and talked about like they didn't know what he was going to say. And they just let him have it. But it screwed up the show because he just rambled so long. But yeah, I watched it and it was cool. But man, that man rambled. There's some gold nuggets in there though. I'm just gonna say that. So go watch it. It's really funny. So yeah, like I was saying though, the actual Warrior figure will be. If this thing doesn't fund, they're still gonna get that thing out the door. They're not gonna have wasted money tooling up that torso unless the lower. Sorry, I shouldn't say torso. Unless the lower body, the hips and legs, are used by another character because he's got that big old buckle. They've showed the cloth goods jacket. That figure is getting made. And with these crowd funds, they used to be, I'm going to go on a little tangent here. So with the crowdfunding, when they originally started this stuff with Hasbro especially, I'm gonna leave Kickstarter stuff out of that. When Hasbro decided to dip into the game, it was, hey, we want to produce something really cool, but it's really expensive. We need you guys to basically pony up the money for us to get this done. However, with the success of these HasLabs and Mattel Creations and stuff like that, it's changed. And I think that's where a lot of the naysayers about it, they have some points. And it is because, what's basically, I think, happening now is it's went from, man, we would love to produce this, but there's no way we can do it without your help, to, hey, we would really like to produce this, and we could also get all these other things that are in the pipeline out a lot sooner if you give us your money now, which will allow us to put other things forward sooner. And that's kind of changing the paradigm on what the whole, what I feel it should have been. So like the Warrior, the Warrior, the Steiner, those guys are already tooled up and ready to go. All they're doing is just trying to get you to spend more money to get this project going sooner. Me as an example, I would have bought the Warrior I'm going to buy that Warrior whether the project funds or not. If the project funds, that just means I'm going to pay a lot for the Warrior on the secondary market, because I'm not going to pay $400 for the Nitro ring. And I know, I could buy the Nitro ring and sell things off, but no, just not doing it. That's another story about aftermarket, secondary market sellings of HasLabs and crowdfunded things. But that Warrior is going to get built or created. It's going to get tooled up, made, probably already is tooled up. And if it doesn't fund, it's still going to wind up being in the pipeline at some point. Maybe they wait a year on it, but they're going to do it. They have a great relationship with the Warrior brand, whatever you want to call it, or WWE, who has a great relationship with the Warrior brand. And they're going to pump out Warriors till the end of time. Same for Hogan, as long as he's able to keep his mouth shut and not say dumb things. But also the other figure like Steiner, they're going to release a big Papa Pump with the chainmail. I've said this before. So my thinking process is this stuff is just not going to the Mattel's Creation Nitro set just doesn't have enough for me to want to invest in it. And a lot of other people are probably thinking along the same lines. There's lots of wrestling fans. There's lots of WCW fans. But not having a ring, knowing that they're going to release these figures anyway, at some point, I just think people are like, nah, we'll just wait. And we won't have a Nitro set, but we'll have a Nitro ring, which is fine. And who knows, maybe they'll throw some pieces from this, maybe, I don't know. But not making it a one big package, I feel like they would have had better making it a 400 to 450. I think 450 would be pushing it. But if you'd thrown the Nitro ring with the rumored Eric Bischoff, that's supposed to be the Walmart exclusive set, Bischoff and the ring, in with this Nitro, it would have funded at 400 easy. But instead, they split it apart. They gave it a Walmart exclusive, and they said, "Hey guys, if you really want to complete the set, you need to get this crowdfund." And I think that's hurting them. I mean, obviously, it's hurting them. They've already changed the tiers once. So yeah, there's that. As far as other things going on, I can't think of anything like that I'm really interested in. What do you guys think? Is there something that you're interested in knowing about that I'm not talking about? Is there something I should, change, or you want me to shut up and just sit here and drink my coffee? Because I can do that. But I like to gab. Anybody that knows me knows I like to gab. I like to talk about toys. So with that, I think I'm going to go ahead and sign off. If you've made it this far, thank you. Big things coming for the channel. Working on getting some more reviews out, looking at getting some, making it a little more professional, we'll say. All that stuff, I'm a busy guy. Work, family, kids, all that fun stuff. I'm not telling most of you something you don't already know. If you don't know, you will one day probably. With that, hit the like button. I really need that, please. No, seriously though, hit the like button, subscribe. We're marching to 500 subscribers. When I get to 500 subscribers, I'm going to give away a G.I. Joe Classified Series Retro Crimson Guard. I'm going to give away a G.I. Joe Classified, where is he? Crimson Bat. And I might give away something else, but hit the subscribe button. Make sure you turn on all notifications. I drop a couple videos a week, maybe more with stuff going on. Check them out. And otherwise, I will see you later.